Hello, good morning. I hope you can hear me all right. Oh, my hair is not great. Let me just test something out. Yeah, sound is good. Welcome in. Make sure that you type exclamation seat on the way to your seat and like the video just to, YouTube know people like this, that kind of stuff. It's the recommendation of video. Good morning, Denise. Welcome in. Um, so just very briefly, I've been trying to think about what I'm going to be covering now that there is Melody Ferris case out there again with RA. And so, because I'm in the UK, I thought, why not covering some cases over here in the UK? And by the title of the stream, you've probably already seen which kind of case we're going to be covering today. I mean, because since we just left the amazing, probably not amazing, but the case of Sarah Boone of the suitcase. I did not know this, but I was doing some investigation on the internet, and in the UK we had exactly the same case. We had a case of um the husband putting unaliving his wife and putting her body in a suitcase. Let's get started. So this is a case that happened last year in April 2023, in 29th of April. And I'm going to go through the case. We're going to see some footage. We're going to hear the sentencing because this case was already sentenced. That like normally they are pretty quick here for some reason. And then we're gonna discuss about that. If you have any questions, just put down on the comments, and then I'll on the chat, and we let's get cracking. So I don't have a picture of him up, but I can tell you the story. So Aminan Rahman is 46 years old, and he was from East London in England, and he was accused and then found guilty of attacking his wife Suma Begum, and while she was on a video call with her boyfriend. So because the wife wanted to live him, because this was an arranged marriage, she wanted to live him for this boyfriend, which was her age. I believe she was 24 at the time. And she didn't want to be with him anymore. She tried to get a divorce, but he got jealous. He didn't want to. So he decided to unalive her. During the trial, actually, it was shown and that Ramhan put her into a suitcase after choking her, and she was still believed to be alive while when she went into the suitcase. There is some footage of the CCTV of the apartment, of the block of apartments that he left. The oh I'm gonna show you now the video of the block of apartments. 1 second. Of that shows him doing that. It doesn't have sound, so if you just see on the top of the video. I'll do a short recap. Okay, so that was just a bit of the CCTV camera, the security camera that shows how he basically disposed of the body of his wife. Good morning, Paula. Welcome in. You just messaged me during a brief introduction of the case, but on the sentencing hearing that we are going to listen to in a second, the judge it's gonna go it's going to go a bit of a few bits that that I've of the case and everything. But it was interesting that the brother of the victim, he did had a statement that's saying that this was a case that was already kind of almost happening because she was abused of domestic violence. So, in my opinion, it was quite like not quite similar as Sarah Boone, because I don't believe no one in this situation was inebriated, but it's very very similar. I'm gonna probably play now the sentencing video, because now in the UK, what they're doing is they're being a bit more transparent, which I absolutely love. They are showing more videos about sentencing of the people, not yet of the case. The cases, they are still very not like privacy and everything, and we only see the judge. We don't see anything else. It's only the judge that is shown on the video. So but then afterwards you can ask questions about this case and everything. I've got some I hope I have all the answers of what I can find about this court case, and then we're gonna go from there, because yeah, let me know then after if like you guys, the audio is everything is fine. Let me, no, that's not that one, that one. So put that one like that. And
Suma Begum was a lively, attractive young woman and a devoted mother. She was kind to you, even when she decided, as was her right, that she no longer wanted to be your wife. She had dreamed of a new, different life with a man about her own age, which dreams you stopped on the 29th of April last year, when you very deliberately killed her. Sadly, these courts often have to deal with men who have murdered their wives or partners. But what you did was more shocking even than most of those awful crimes. Within moments of strangling Ms. Begum, you folded her body into a suitcase and threw it into the Thames basin, hoping it would never be found. All of this, the murder, somehow cramming her into that case and throwing her into the water, was done in the sight of her 2-year-old son, your son, and a boy you claim to love. The only sentence I can pass on you for murder is life imprisonment, and I say at the outset that the minimum term I have decided to impose is one of 22 years. I also need to pass sentences for the offences of preventing a decent and lawful burial and common assault. For the former, I've considered the cases of Godward and Williams. This was a very serious example of this offence, as you clearly hoped Suma Begum would never be found. For that offence, I would have passed a sentence of 8 years imprisonment after trial. I allow a 25% reduction for your guilty plea indicated in advance of the start of your trial, so I pass a sentence of 6 years concurrent to life imprisonment. For the offence of common assault, I have regard to the relevant sentencing council guideline. This was a category 1A offence with the aggravating feature of it being domestic abuse, and I impose a sentence of 6 months imprisonment consecutive to the sentence for preventing a burial, but concurrent to the life sentence. As those two offences are quite distinct from one another, and as both will be concurrent to the life imprisonment, totality is not an issue in your case. I also impose the statutory surcharge in a sum to be notified. The effect of a sentence of life imprisonment is that you may never be released, but I have to set a minimum term before you can apply to be freed on licence. I need to have regard to Schedule 21 of the Sentencing Act 2020 and the Sentencing Council overarching principles guidance on domestic abuse. The days you've spent in custody, 453 as of today, need to be deducted from the minimum term. Any facts I rely on must have been proved so as to make me sure. Suma Begum was brought here from Bangladesh as a distant relative to marry you. You and she settled in Bridgewater, where you worked, and soon after she became pregnant with your son. By the time she became pregnant a second time, she had decided she no longer wanted to be with you, as was her right. I've seen a large number of messages sent between you and Ms. Begum. Your messages cannot be relied upon, given that after attacking her on the 6th of February 2023, you then claimed in subsequent messages that she had attacked you. Her messages to you, on the other hand, I judged to be honest and open. It was clear she was doing her best to negotiate her separation from you with kindness and decency. On the 6th of February last year, when visiting her, your son, and your infant daughter, you lost your temper and attacked her, seizing her by the throat, leaving scratches and bruises. I've already indicated the sentence I will impose for that offence, but its greater significance lies in the fact that your murderous violence in April 2023 was not an isolated incident. In late April 2023, you, Suma Begum, and the children moved to the flat by the River Lee. From the pattern of her phone usage and the fact she hid her phone, I am sure you had already been causing her fear and trepidation in the hours before her death. Not long before midnight on the 30th of April, you used your phone to call her boyfriend, Shaheen Mir. He was able to record the images of what followed, but not the sound. But I am sure his account of what was said is true, and yours in evidence was lies. Mr. Mir's evidence and the film show that Miss Begum was in fear as you threatened to take her life. Your son, seeing his mother try to hide beneath a blanket, thought it was a game and smilingly tried to clamber under the blanket with her. Those images were desperately hard to watch, but gave the jury and myself some insight into Suma Begum's fear and despair in the time leading to her death. As you attacked her, the camera froze and the call ended. Something less than a minute later, you called Shaheen Mir again. By now, Ms. Begum was at least unconscious, and if you had cared in the least about that young woman, you would have called for help. But instead, you called her boyfriend to show him what you had done. By now, her 2-year-old son was stood round-eyed and silent, seeing his mother dead or dying at the hands of his father. At some stage, you took one of your wife's scarves, wrapped it round her neck, and strangled her. It is quite clear you intended to do exactly what you did. Within minutes of having murdered Ms. Begum, you got a large suitcase and folded her dead body into it. I am sure your son would have witnessed that, as there were other residents in the flat, so you could hardly have carried out that gruesome task in the hallway or sitting room. You then wheeled the case, also leading your son by his hand to the riverbank. The waters were high at the time. When you tipped that case into the river, you must have hoped and planned that her body would never be found. You then set about weaving a web of lies to create the impression she had left you of her own volition to cover up what you had done. I have heard a witness statement written by Suma Begum's brother, Mr. Amin, on behalf of all the family, including her mother. He sets out in the most moving terms how devastating the murder has been for them all, and how hard it has been to contemplate the terrible loss to the children. I am acutely conscious that nothing I can say and no sentence I can pass can heal the wound that you have caused. The family court has supplied me with expert reports on the children. Both missed their mother terribly in the early weeks of their time being looked after. Your son was distressed at the sight of any man. There are grave concerns about the effect of these terrible events on both children, above and beyond being deprived of their mother's care and love. Your son, old enough to perceive the violence, if not understand the full extent of what he saw, has been showing symptoms of post-traumatic stress. Both children are left at increased risk of future mental ill health and other vulnerabilities. The Sentencing Council's guidance on domestic abuse makes a number of points that are highly relevant to the sentence I have to pass today. 1. The domestic context of the offending behaviour makes the offending more serious because it represents a violation of the trust and security that normally exists between people in an intimate or family relationship. 2. In respect of offences committed within a domestic context, an offender's good character in relation to conduct outside these offences should generally be of no relevance where there is a proven pattern of behaviour. 3. Provocation is no mitigation to an offence within a domestic context except in rare circumstances. I add straight away, this is not one of those rare cases, given the long-standing partial separation and the consideration shown by Ms. Begum towards you, as I have already mentioned. Schedule 21 sets a starting point for the minimum term I must impose of 15 years, but there are several aggravating factors. 1. Your concealment of Suma Begum's body. 2. The mental suffering inflicted before her death, as shown on the filmed calls and safely deduced from the phone usage I have already mentioned. 3. This was domestic abuse, both from the immediate context and given the jury's verdict for the 6th of February assault. 4. The presence of the 2 children. There is some slight mitigation in your lack of previous convictions, but the domestic abuse context renders that of lesser significance. The minimum term I oppose is one of 22 years. From that, I need to deduct the days you have already spent in custody. The sentences I pass are as follows. 1. For preventing the lawful and decent burial of Suma Begum, 6 years imprisonment, concurrent to life imprisonment. 2. For common assault, 6 months imprisonment, consecutive to the sentence for preventing the burial, but concurrent to life imprisonment. 3. For the murder of Suma Begum, life imprisonment with a minimum term of 20 years, 277 days. Mr. Begum, go downstairs. Thank you.
All right, so that was the sentencing. I mean, the judges here, they can't really obviously giving them much of their personal opinion. It's not like US, they can either, but it's just incredible, horrible case that happened. The way that he did in front of the little kids, and the whole case in a whole thing, he just could not let his wife go to another man because he didn't want her to leave. And obviously it's understandable because in their beliefs, in their religion, is absolutely the getting divorced, it is a bit frowned upon and everything. But still, it is very, very sad, this whole case, the way that he did, the meticulous that he took. The children was one of them was 2 years old and another one was a few weeks old. So that is absolutely horrible. And the way that he did, while she was on a phone call with her boyfriend that was in the United Arab Emirates, and he saw everything. I mean, he said he did not hear some stuff, but I know it's absolutely devastating, the scars that those children are gonna have and have already, because he did say that the son was already demonstrating some PTSD and throughout the case. So it is absolutely horrendous. The thing is, it seems that he only got 22 years, but no, he did get a life sentence with the possibility of parole after 20 years because of the time that he's already been inside. But he got life in prison. The possibility, he said, license here in UK we call probation license, so it's completely different. So after 20 years, he can apply to probation, and then they goes like in the US, they go before a parole board, and they decide that if he gets it or not. So I just found this case interesting because of the case that we just watched. I mean, it's completely different. I mean, even Sarah Boone was a little bit more light in a way than this case, but I just decided to start covering a few cases, UK cases, since they're starting to be more open about the cases and about opening and giving the sentencing. And I actually want to listen, and probably I'm gonna do over the weekend or something the baby nurse one, the Lucy Letby, because she just appealed her case before the UK Supreme Court, and they do have the stream of the whole thing, and it's actually quite interesting. I was listening to it the other day, and I really want to do it, but first of all, it's a longer period of time, and it is a harder case, but I really want to listen to the appeal um of her case, of one of the cases that she got indicted of. So exactly. I mean, it is trying. I'm trying to bring a little bit more of my flavor, because I have this opportunity. I mean, everyone has this opportunity of bringing cases from around the world, but I have a special one because I am here. I have more access to this kind of stuff. So I really want to try. I really wish they would open for to see the whole case. I would love to see the whole case, even if I have to look at the judge at all time. Probably would not be as interesting as here. You can see the witness, you can see the lawyers and everything, but here it's a little bit still. I mean, the law that just passed was only last year, the past, that they can start broadcasting the sentencings and some parts of the Supreme Court, the appeals court, has always been live streaming, but finding a case on the Supreme Court, it is a bit harder. Like, I can check, I can see what's going on and see what's out there, and then maybe follow one of those cases. But it's a little bit hard. It involves a lot of investigation and a lot of time doing investigations like that. When I have a bit more time, because there is going to be a situation soon enough that I am going to be having more time, and hopefully I'm going to be able to do a bit more investigation in terms of Supreme Court cases, in terms of, because these appeals Supreme Court cases, it's a mouthful, and then we can do a case like that maybe over the weekends, or because I still want to do like I've been doing, like before this RA stream and during lunchtime and that. Um, and then we can see that as well. But I also want to talk about, before we carry on, and I forget because my memory, I have a very, very, very special video coming up. It's going to be out. Hopefully, I am planning on Saturday. Well, Saturday, but I think 9 a.m. Eastern is going to be out. I'm probably going to put, because I've got a chance to sit down and talk with Jules, Notorious Jules, from and talk about the Sarah Boone case, because she was on. So we're going to sit down, have a chat, and then I'm going to post, obviously with her permission, obviously, I'm going to post a video on it on Saturday at 9 a.m. So keep an eye out on the channel. Make sure you press the bell, because I thought I'm gonna do as a premiere. I'm gonna be in the chat, just with people and want to ask more questions and everything. I'm gonna be there. Hopefully, Jules will be there. I still don't know. Depends of the time difference and everything. But yeah, that's gonna happen on Saturday, and it's coming up. I do need to finalize a couple of things. There is a lot to do for that, but I'm really, really excited for that opportunity. Tomorrow, I think there is a new case starting in Orlando. It's one that the son is accused of unaliving his dad, and he also um, fired at some police officers when he was chased that he was gonna get arrested. It is a very interesting case. I want to find out if it is going to be live streamed, and where. I am thinking maybe Fox 35 in Orlando are going to stream, because they literally just streamed the whole case of Sarah Boone. and I'm hoping to do that too. And I'm hoping to do still this type of cases. I mean, it's very interesting. I wanted to know. I know more or less how the English, the American law works and trials. We see that on a daily cases, and I want to see the UK side of things now that they are being a bit more open about it. And I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is going to be a good idea? Do you want that? More than, like, not more than the US cases, but we have a perfect place to watch US cases. Could do more international ones, in terms of international, aka UK, because I'm here. I would have access more to the information here. I don't think we have like access to court dockets or anything. I did spend a few hours yesterday trying to research about the access to documents and motions and stuff like that. I don't think we do. I need to carry on searching and looking into it. But my health hasn't been the greatest, but never mind. Um, I want to carry on looking into it because it could be an interesting thing to see more on the international side, like you were saying, Denise. It's to open up about the countries. Well, another countries. This would be more about United Kingdom. I mean, obviously, it does involve other countries than England, but I think I would do basically England. I think we have sadly plenty of cases to go through. In terms of doing some case debriefs, talk about some cases, because obviously it does involve a lot of research, because the only part we have access of the case is the sentencing. So we know kind of how it ended, but to get there, there is the evidence, news articles that are going to be brought up into it. So yeah, it takes a bit of work, but it is really really awesome to do. There is lately has been having more is the riots, people that have been jailed and sentenced, because sadly we had some riots happening in this last summer months. And so I think they are going through all those cases now, so I don't think I'm going to cover those because it's riots are, it yes, it happens, it's interesting. Might cover one or two, or say if there is even a longer case that we could cover, because I was just looking into the channel, because there's a channel, and there is one, there's about 4 or 5 hours, so that would be like a proper trial day. Maybe we can do a day out of that. That would be more the appeals, but it is very interesting. I really, really want to do this. Um, I'm really interesting. Probably I'm gonna do this more like on the weekends, because now my other half is gonna start working weekends, so I can start streaming more over the weekends, and then during the week I do like the hour before RA starts, and on the lunchtime we'll do like a bit of a catch up, a bit of a hangout, and me talking my your guys' ears off and keep company probably, if you find that good. And now we go from there. I mean, we can still cover maybe a case or here during those hours. If I find one, there is like going to be like about half an hour discussion type thing. And I just yeah, and we can do it. I just really like, sorry, I got distracted because I was looking at the wigs that they wear, and I have a late judge that is wearing, a female judge that's wearing one of the wigs, and her hair carries on down the wig. Oh, it is funny, but it's not, yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, let me know what you guys think. Well, let me know your opinions if you actually really like uh, this type of things. We can talk about cases and oh, there is this case that was looking. It's probably tomorrow we can talk, or maybe later today we can talk about this one. There is a lady, Brianna Gay. There was some teenagers that unalived her by luring her to a park. Maybe not today, because I do have my cousin over today, and I don't want to, he's still young. I don't want him to expose him to this kind of situations, and he's already been getting out of the house for me to be able to do this stream right now. So maybe tomorrow, or if the trial doesn't happen, I already know what we're going to cover tomorrow. But yeah, I definitely need a list of all the cases. If you guys see any UK cases, and if you want to say, just let me know as well, and I can accommodate and try to cover that case. There is a lot of cases that they have on here. Well, I say a lot. There is, because it's been like about a year that we've been able to interesting and get to know a bit of the UK law, how it works, how they word the thing, because obviously it's completely different in America. In America you say probation, we say license. I don't know why we say license, but because we are special, probably. I don't know. So yeah. So that's basically how we're gonna do this. My plan, my big thinking plan, it's gonna be this. I want to also try to see if something works. If it does work, let me know on the stream, because I got a new audio mixer to be able to try to work out with the audio. Sometimes they don't work that well, so gonna try to, but they have fancy buttons that you can set to do sound bites. Let me see if I can work. I think it's this one I want to try.
And I'm a real-time crime professional.
Okay, so if anyone heard that, just let me know in the comments. But if you didn't hear anything after I stopped talking, that is fine. Or I can just go over the stream when this finishes and listen myself. You heard it! Yay! It worked! Awesome! That is fantastic. So hopefully this one will work.
I don't think I have anything appropriate to say on the matter, Judge.
Yes, that is awesome if you heard it, because this is actually quite easy to set up. I found myself, I was like, oh, okay, it is. You are a true crime professional, Paula. Nice. Oh, I just had. Awesome. That is fantastic. I am very pleased that it is working. I do have Judge Newman bring the staple, bring the jury one. And so, yeah. And I am working on a video intro for the channel. Mathis, he does the wonderful songs for RA. I had an idea and I did my own song for, I think I'm going to use for the channel. So I can try and play it. Where is it? And then you guys can let me know what you think. Hopefully it will play.
Lights up the air, faces tense as stories tear, truth and lies like a tango dance. Justice here takes no chance. Gavel strikes, hearts beat fast. Witness takes stand, shadows cast. Whispers loud like wildfire spread. In this game, none's ahead. International eyes on the scene. Lines of right, blurred and lean. Arrested dreams, shattered glass. In this court, who holds the past? Lawyers dance in verbal fight. Day turns into darkest night. Every turn, heart skips a beat. Justice tango on repeat. Families once so torn apart. Courts drama quick to start. Chains rattle, futures bleak. Yet in silence, justice seeks. Around the world, eyes new gaze. Every trial a twisted maze. Judgment passed through smoky gates. In this court, no room for haste. International eyes on the scene. Lines of right, blurred and lean. Arrested dreams, shattered glass. In this court, who holds the past? International eyes on the scene. Lines of right, blurred and lean. Arrested dreams, shattered glass. In this court, who holds the past? In this court, who holds the past? Lawyers dancing, verbal fight. Day turns into darkest night. Every turn, heart skips a beat. Justice tango on repeat. Lawyers dancing, verbal fight. Day turns into darkest night. Every turn, heart skips a beat. Justice tango on repeat. Lawyers dancing, verbal fight. Day turns into darkest night. Every turn, heart skips a beat. Justice tango on repeat. Lawyers dancing, verbal fight. Day turns into darkest night. Every turn, heart skips a beat. Justice tango on repeat. On repeat. On repeat. On repeat. No retreat. Families watch soul torn apart. Courts drama quick to start. Chains rattle, futures bleak. Yet in silence justice seeks.
Hey, I am so glad you guys like it. Oh, so now, because obviously an intro, I need to find the best 30 seconds out of this song to be able to do an intro, which is the hardest because I like it all, but it's the music I think is about 2 minutes. So I don't know. I really like the whole thing, but I find it really, really a bit. I thought like obviously AI perfect, amazing, did a really, really great job, but it's just the lyrics are amazing. And I said about the international thing because we are covering international cases, we are covering UK cases, and we're going to be covering US cases. So it's the international scene of the crime, of the true crime. So I just now need to find the best 30 minutes, 30 seconds, and then to this. But I am very pleased that you guys like it. It makes me happy, very, very happy that you guys like it. And now I just need to find images to go along to do like an intro for the stream instead of the countdown. The countdown is great and all, but it's, yeah, don't like it very much. It works for now, but I want it to look a little bit better. But I need to collect all the images. Oh, thank you very much, Samantha, there for popping in. Thank you. We'll see you soon. We'll be there in a minute. So my idea is I'm gonna grab a few for a few shots from like UK cases. Like obviously it's going to be sentencings, that's what we mostly have, and then some from American cases. Then just trying to do like an intro. I know it doesn't need to be 30 seconds exactly, can be a little bit longer, but we'll see where I come up with. We go from there, I think. But you know, the channel is growing, well, very slowly, but it is out there. Just don't forget that we have that very, very exciting interview coming up with Notorious Jules. It's gonna be up during the weekend. Make sure you subscribe, press the bell. I think there is about 5 minutes left for our stream to start. Obviously, I know everyone wants to go there. We all gonna go there. We all gonna be there. Yes, definitely, Denise. Thank you very much, Samantha, for reminding me of that. Best of luck, Denise, today. We'll be thinking of you all day and definitely sending you a big hug. And we're gonna be keeping you in our thoughts for today, for sure. You can do this. You got this. Just I don't know how to motivate people because but no, I'm joking, but definitely you got this. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna go good. We all rooting for you and waiting for you for news and everything. But yeah, so that's like I was saying, my food is ready. My pizza is ready. It's going cold. No one likes cold pizza. Our stream is about to start. So I think we're gonna leave it here for now. Thank you very much to everyone that popped by. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you over on the flip side. Have a good day, everyone. Bye. I might be on later on, but I still don't know. Probably not. But see you, everyone. Bye.